Hey, are you an acrylic painter that always wanted to try oils, but didn't want to have to deal with solvents? Or are you an oil painter that wants to reduce the amount of solvents in your studio? Well, this video is for you. I have to admit something. I love painting with oils. Oils are what I started with. Even though I spent years painting with acrylics and watercolors, you just can't beat the blendability of oils. Oils are what I prefer. That said, I've been wanting to give water mixable oils a try again. The idea of water mixable oils always intrigued me. My first experience was with I was not a fan, and it kind of turned me off from water mixable oils. That is, until I started hearing from other artists who were using another brand, Cobra water mixable oils. Since we're about to head out on a little cruise vacation, this will be the perfect opportunity to test these paints. I know, you're supposed to be on vacation, but hey, there are a few at-sea days, and I enjoy painting. Here's what I'm going to be testing for. Number one, feel. Do they feel buttery, or do they feel stiff? Basically, do they behave like the traditional oils I'm used to? The oils I love? We'll see. Number two, drying time. Do they stay workable on the palette like oils should? Or do they dry quickly like acrylics? Number three, are they rinsable with water? Will the paint rinse off the brush with just water? We'll see. Here's the setup I'm going to use and the paints I'll be testing out. Okay, my general setup when I paint on plein air is I use the pochade box. This is the Alla Prima pochade box that I use. You can mount it on a tripod or just set it down on a table, which is what I plan to do on the cruise ship. So I'm spinning it around like this. It uses magnets. So you pop that, you lift it up. Inside here, you can keep your panels, basically. So when you have the panels that you want to paint on, and I keep some in here that are stained, and that works great. So when you're finished, you can actually put the painting you worked on right back in here. And in fact, there are different little things in here that can store different sizes of panels. But this is the 8x10. So I push this up, and then I'm all ready to mount a board, a canvas or a panel. And so you have a spring-loaded thing that will hold your canvas horizontally or vertically to a limited size. And they make different pochade boxes in different sizes for different canvas sizes. So this is my basic setup. Typically, I have a piece of glass here that for oils that I would scrape out, but these days I tend to use a piece of, it's like saran wrap kind of, it's a certain type of wrap that's kind of sticky. So I'll lay it down in there, line it all up, and then trim off the edges, and then I will paint on that. And at the end of the day, or 2 days or 3 days or whatever, I'll just pull it out and put a fresh one in. So I don't have to scrape, basically. So the rest of this setup is basically where everything is hidden on the side here. So it comes out and it locks in place. This little tray comes out and attaches over here on the side. You can put brushes in the holes here or just lay things on the side as a work surface. And then this side is where all my paints are. And my medium, this is the water mixable oil color I'm going to try out. It's supposed to be the quick drying medium, so we'll try that out. And I've just got a handful of colors that I've chose in the Cobra brand to see what I can do with them. How well will they perform? Do they perform like oils? We'll find out. So I know I have a few little wingdings that I made. There are magnets in this box that really are helpful. And this is something I just basically made with some really heavy gauge wire to put on the side here. And then I can use on my little baby ball stick. It's a brace to brace my hand. in different locations. So, of course, I have brushes that I typically have our assortment brushes, and I just put them in this container, and it adjusts, and it keeps them safe, keeps the bristles safe from getting some moisture and things like that. And of course, brushes, I have, like I said, a lot of different brushes. This is one of the ones I like taking. These are the Princeton travel brushes. Basically, it comes apart like that. It goes in there, you paint all you want, pop it out, put it back in, and stow it away. Great for traveling. And that's basically my setup. I'll share my experience while I'm painting, then a bit more when we get back to the studio. Let me know in the comments if you've tried these yourself and how you like them.
Chaos Dragon. See? So, a lot goes for a flop of bread. Can't make any posts. We started blending.
You're painting wet on wet.
I don't work. Edges.
So what's your thoughts of that on what a mixable world?
Something you have to get used to. And I'm not painting in a studio situation, so I've got more than just paint to deal with. But I can see the appeal of it. I want to see how it dries.
How did they compare to painting with acrylic? Last year, a couple years ago, when you were doing these.
I liked it better than acrylic. And I'm sure the more I do this, the better it will. I already put the time in on it.
It's not a one-to-one comparison.
Not really, because like I said, there's so many good brands of oils that in different grades compared to just a few of the water-based things that I've tried. I like this better than some other ones I've tried. And this is I haven't been here very long painting this, so far so good.
So how is this different working in these water-soluble oils as opposed to oils?
Not horrendously different. It's really a question of how is it like working in stages and layers compared to.
So that's a bigger difference.
Painting.
The wet on wet versus
Wet on
layers is bigger difference.
It's just a different type of painting, and it's enjoyable. I'd be having some of the same issues with regular oils. I'm about to come back on the blue and clean it up.
Was that just a factor of the paint or
Wet on wet, wet on
wet
wet.
on wet?
I mean, that's where I touched it with this.
How would you compare these to working with acrylic?
Different. Acrylic just has its own texture and coverage factor, and of course it doesn't. You have to erase your blends. There's
So
this.
Better than
I will choose this over acrylics. I mean, unless I get back 2 days later and it's not dry. Then
yeah.
the other option is you could paint it in acrylics and then come back with this on blends. You know.
Yeah.
Hard for us getting up here with that.
And your table's wobbling.
Yeah, I'm saying that. And the ship's moving.
So what's your 1-day verdict for a 2-hour verdict on your first opportunity painting with these?
I'm impressed. I'm, of course, a little rusty on painting, you know, wet on wet, plein air. But I'll see how quickly it dries and then come back. When I first bought the ones I bought, I didn't buy very many colors. And I'm missing a few of my favorites. That's okay. And I'll see tomorrow or the next day when I come back and see how much more I can do with it. No, I think I definitely enjoy it better than acrylics. I think they behave more like oils because they really are oils. There's just a different type of agent that you clean your brushes with. And I'm using a little bit of medium with it because it's supposed to dry faster with that. And rather than using water to thin the paint, I'm using medium. So water is just to rinse the brush. Yeah, strong highlight. when this is dry.
Well, I have to say, I was definitely impressed with the Cobra water mixable oils. As I said, they really felt and behaved like oils because they are oils. Now that I've had a little more time to digest my experience, I wanted to share my top 5 takeaways. Number 1, the name is misleading. While they're called water mixable oils, in my opinion, it would be more accurate to think of them as water cleanable oils. Number 2, brands do make a difference. If you've ever painted with Old Holland traditional oils, you know their paint tends to feel stiffer, but not in a bad way. Whereas Williamsburg traditional oils tend to feel buttery. So just like regular oils, the properties of water mixable oils vary by brand. You may have to try several different brands before you find the one that suits your preference. Number 3, your mindset matters. You need to think of water mixable oils as oils, because they are. Use a medium to move the paint, not water. If you treat them like acrylics, thinning the paint with water, they'll handle differently, and not in a good way, either tacking up or becoming gummy. So use a medium. The drying time is also similar to regular oils, rather than acrylics, which dry so fast. So if you're a fan of blending, that's a huge benefit. Number 4, edges. Blendability is one of the hallmarks of oils, and Cobra's brand does this well. One of the key differences between oils and acrylics is how they are able to handle edges. Cobra water mixable oils are capable of creating soft edges just like regular oils. Unlike the harder edges you more typically get with acrylics. You can get soft edges with acrylics, but not as easily as you can with oils. Number 5, they're a great solvent-free alternative. If you've been wanting to try oils but don't want to deal with solvents, this really could be your answer. Or if you already use oils and you're wanting to get away from the solvents in your studio, give water mixable oils a try. I'm looking forward to using these again on a larger scale and trying out a few other tricks. Be sure to let me know in the comments if you've tried these yourself and how you like them. Until next time. Thanks for joining me in my studio. If you enjoyed this video, you'll also probably enjoy watching the videos I've linked on the screen. Be sure to click subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. If you're ready for more in-depth lessons, consider enrolling on one of my online courses where I teach classical painting techniques for landscape painters. You can find all my classes at laynejohnson.com or click on the link in the description below.